You know, it's it's kind of for an artist. When I visited the Picasso Museum in Paris a few years ago, something happened. I, I took my time and I was looking around, and we entered one room, and it was a room with the paintings of the Blue Period, and I was stunned. Not that I didn't know the work of Picasso before, because I did, and how can you not admire the incredible genius behind, you know, 80, 90 years of work and the variety and the complexity of the works that he created. And all these periods are absolutely remarkable. But one thing, as an abstract painter, for me, when I saw this blue period and the way he treated the color over the spectrum of the canvas, I said, wow, this is amazing. And I came back to New York a few days later, and I did a painting, maybe one or two paintings, reflecting what I witnessed, in Paris, and they were immediately taken by some collectors. But here, in this period of confinement, this tragic period that we are living today, with this virus, I came back again to the same idea of the blue period. And as you can see on this canvas, which I started already, I think maybe now 2 or 3 weeks ago, it's like I don't know. I mean, I'm looking at every little rectangle here that I paint, and I'm inspired. I'm inspired because there is a moment of gravity. There is a moment where an artist expresses himself in silence. And this work here for me has a very important significance because of where I am, the inspiration that came from a huge creative talent, and the situation in which we are today. And this painting here, as you can see, it's about the confinement. It's about what we are living, what we lived, and what we may be living soon if the situation doesn't get better. So every little color here could be a family, could be a person, could be a city, could be a town, could be the world. And you see they're segregated. They are not mixing with each other, and they're each different. They're not coming together in some sort of context. There's a big difference between each one of these colors in the way they are placed. And I can't help myself thinking, what did Picasso do when he painted Guernica? Now, I'm not making any suggestion here, but for me, that painting has a huge significance. I'm not, I'm doing it because it's me and because I love what I'm doing, and I need to express myself. So I'm expressing myself, in this painting in a way that is paying respect, to what we are living, and at the same time trying to create, I hope at least, a masterwork. It's not, we're not living out in a vacuum. We are we are like artists, especially. We are like sponges. It's like we get everything around us. Our senses are very, um, very touchy, very sensible. We don't express them with words, but this is the way for me to express what I'm doing. Um, so I call it homage to Picasso blue period, confinement. It's I don't know, but I like to communicate about what I'm doing right now. Staying months isolated in a place in New York, in Long Island City, where I am, makes you crazy sometimes. So I find that what I'm doing is keeping me sane. And as each of us, we all know how important it is to be sane this period. So I have a few of these works here that I've done in different styles, but this, I don't know, this particular one really, really touches me very, very, very much. And something also quite crazy, because this is the blue period, and I'm Jewish, and I'm also Israeli, and I'm also French, I'm also living here. And this blues is almost like something dramatic in my mind. Why did I choose these blues? And it has to do, with colors that are in the flag of Israel. So there's a combination of issues here, which, for me, the expression of what you're seeing here is way more complex than what you can suggest at first. And obviously, another thing also, it's like the ocean. There's so many different blues. There's so many, and that blue, it's calming. It's bring you peace. Maybe I talk too much, but feel free to comment and feel free to participate with me. I love to communicate when I can, and thank you for listening to me.